Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're finding me from today. So this is going to be a nice and quick yoga stretch for your busy days. So we're going to begin by bringing the arms all the way up as we inhale and lengthen through the spine and exhale back to center. And we're going to repeat that a couple more times here. So really focusing on deepening the breath, on stretching the upper back, bringing that awareness to the body, identifying how you're feeling at this very moment. So we're all coming into this practice for different regions. And then interlacing the fingers, sending the palms up and hold it here. And then grabbing hold of your left wrist with your right hand and coming into a side stretch all the way to the right side. Finding that lengthening in the left side of the body. And then when you're ready, repeating the same on the other side. Returning to center, we're going to take a mermaid stretch. So bringing your feet and shins to the left side of your mat, walking your left hand all the way through and then bringing your right arm all the way up and over. Taking a nice spinal stretch. Once again here, you can look up if you want. And then preparing to switch sides now. Walking your right hand across your mat and your left arm up and over. From here now starting to release and bringing both hands to the front of your mat. Coming into our tabletop position. You can keep your toes curled or uncurled under, it doesn't matter. And starting with your cat and cow stretches. So inhale as we bring the heart forward, perhaps the gaze up, and exhale to round the spine. And feel free here to do any other variation that feels good in your body, or perhaps coming into your traditional cat and cow like this. It's really all about awakening our body, our spine, today, so there's nothing right or wrong. This is your chance, your 13 minutes today to just show up for yourself. Now returning back to neutral, and we're going to extend that right leg all the way to the back, imagining that you have a wall behind you that you're really pushing away from you, and then tap the toes down. And we're going to repeat that a few more times. Inhale up, exhale, tap down. I really want you to engage through that right leg and the glute. And also starting to activate through the core, keeping the gaze steady in between the hands here as well. And making the movement come from the hips, we're not arching the back. Now pointing the toes forward and bringing your knee under your chest as you round the spine and all the way back up. Exhale, bringing the knee forward, and inhale, lengthen back. And repeating a few times again, making that breath be one with the movement. And for this last one, we're going to then step the foot forward in between the hands. And when ready, finding your foundation, we're going to bring the arms up. Low lunge position here. And then bend your arms into cactus, so really squeezing the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, bring the arms up. Inhale, elbows down, open the heart forward, and exhale back up. And one time, inhale, and exhale. Then bringing your hands forward, framing the top foot, sliding your right leg all the way to the back into a plank position. Dropping the knees, the chest and the chin, and then coming into our upward facing dog. Lifting knees and thighs with a mat and taking a stretch or bringing the gaze over your right shoulder here. Then back to center and all the way to the other side. And then back to center and pressing back into our first downward facing dog. It can be different for each of us. If you want, you can keep your knees bent here. And then dropping your knees all the way down. We're going to repeat the sequence, extending your left leg now, pushing that imaginary wall away from you and tap the toes down. And the same thing, squeezing the thighs, the glutes as you do that. Really engaging through the leg and keeping the core engaged so we're not overarching from the back. And just a few more times here, keep breathing, finding the focus. And with this last one, now we're going to point the toes all the way to the back, bend the knee, bring it forward, round the spine here, and send it back. And again, a few more times. That really helps us here to also activate the back, to warm up that hip joint a little bit more. And the last time, bring the knee forward and directly step it in between the hands back into low lunge. Reaching the arms up, finding your breath. And then we're going to come into cactus once again. So bringing the elbows to the side, opening through the heart, and exhale, arms up. And let's repeat that a few times. So really activating the upper back here as you're doing this movement. And then reaching the palms down, framing the top foot, curling the right toes under, and sending your left foot all the way to the back into plank. Then drop the knees, the chest and the chin as we're closing the flow. Upward facing dog. And here we're going to take a different stretch. I want you to open the hips a little bit wider, so moving the legs away from each other. And then we're going to bend the knees, point the toes up to the ceiling, and just taking a nice stretch here. If it feels too much, you can stay into your upward facing dog. And after this nice extended stretch, releasing all the way back into child's pose, exactly as you are here. Arms forward, forehead down onto the mat. Hold it here for a few breaths. Now shifting the gaze forward as you open the eyes, rolling into tabletop, and we're going to bring the right foot again in between the hands. So a low lunge, a variation, or foundation if you want, and then we're going to extend the leg all the way to the back as we're sending the hips up. And then bringing your right arm all the way up, so twisting essentially to that right leg. It might be a little bit too much for some, so if you want, you can also keep that knee bent or using a block for your left hand to have that support. And then sending your arm all the way up and forward. So we're adding a few shoulder rolls here again to warm up the shoulder joint. With control, returning back to center, we're going to step the foot all the way back. And bring the opposite leg, the left leg forward, extend it, find your stance here. And then take into ease, so bringing your left arm all the way up to the ceiling. The gaze can follow as well if you have it here. You can always use a block as well as a reminder and keep a macro bend into your left knee. And starting your shoulder rolls, sending your arm all the way to the back and forward. We're going to repeat that 3 times in total. And when you're ready here, we're going to release or bringing the palm back onto the mat, stepping the left foot behind you, walking the hands slightly forward and come back into your downward facing dog. Adding a stretch in the legs if you want here. And when you're ready, gaze forward, walking the feet to the front of the mat, coming into a standing position, nice and slow, reaching the arms up, inhale, and exhale, coming back to center. So now we're going to bring the hands to the waistline and come to face the long edge of the mat. Once you have found your foundation and you have opened your feet to that comfortable stance, bring the arms up, inhale, and exhale, starting to reach all the way forward. You can bring your palms onto the ground. You can stay a little bit higher with your hands onto the waistline instead. So just taking the variation that feels good in your body and hold it here. Now we're going to walk the left hand to the outside of the right shin and then bring your right arm either up or around the back. So taking a twist here, really focusing on the lower back, and hold it for a few breaths. And now releasing your right arm and placing your hand on top of your right leg or the foot and really bringing your whole torso to face towards the right leg, going deeper into the twist and into the back of the right leg. Now walking the hands all the way to the other side, taking the same sequence, so bringing your right hand to the outside of your left shin and either reaching your left arm up or around the back. And then bringing your left hand down onto your left foot or the shin, wherever is most comfortable for you, and also drawing the torso towards our leg, going a little bit deeper now to the back of the left leg. When you're ready, starting to walk the hands all the way back to center, and the heel to the feet, toes and knees are outward, and starting to lower the hips all the way down into our yogic squat here. So bringing the hands to the heart space, elbows are gently pushing those thighs away from you, going deeper into the hips. Slowly releasing, bringing the fingertips onto the mat, and either finding a position, a seated position like that, or bringing your hands behind you and then coming into a seated position. Crossing the legs. We're gonna stay here for a moment before we close the practice and reach the arms up. Deep inhale and exhale, rotating to the right side. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, rotating to the left. We're going to repeat that once again. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale to twist to the right side. Inhale, arms up, and exhale to the left side. Now from here, bringing the arms up one final time, reaching up, and exhale, palms to the heart space. Thank you so much for attending this session today with me. I hope you feel rejuvenated. I hope you feel energetic. And I will see you next time. Take care.